talking about earnings now, because that's primarily one of the key driver for the markets. We're seeing huge reactions because of stock-specific reaction because of the earnings. Insecticides India came out with its numbers. The counter is higher by about 3% odd. Profit was up 13.8% in the first quarter at 19.8 crore rupees. Q1 sales were also up by about 13% odd for the company. We have with us Mr. RajeshAgarwal, MD at Insecticides India, joining us on the phone line from Delhi. Thank you very much, sir, for being with us here on NDTV Profit. Good to have you on the show today. Give us a sense of what kind of business did you see in the first quarter and the outlook going forward now.
First quarter, though we have posted a good growth actually, it was a difficult quarter actually, because all through there was an announcement of the drought type of atmosphere, and there was a sign of worry actually all across the agriculture community, not only the farmer, but we saw that in the minds of dealer, distributors, and also the formulators also to an extent. So it was a difficult period, but still we could manage a decent growth in this period actually. And going forward, I believe that July has been a constant month, and now we have seen very good rains actually, particularly in the northern part of the country and eastern part also. And now in MP, Gujarat also it has rained very well actually. So the season has started in full swing in all these areas actually. And the rains in Maharashtra, Andhra, Telangana and northern part of Karnataka little less actually. They are not widespread rains actually, and the dams are also not full. So those areas need some rain, but in totality, I would say it's a reasonable season. But yes, since the announcement was of drought type, so there were signs of worry which were there actually. So due to this, the trade is going a little slow, but overall things are okay. So I believe that what we have posted in the first quarter, that should continue in the second quarter also. Right. And since this is the best period for us, because we get 40% of our business in the second quarter, so August is very, very important. And since the crops are little delayed this year, so the expectation is September is also going to be important in this year.
Right. So 40% of your business comes from the month of August, though there were fears of a drought you just now mentioned. But
July, August, September actually, these 3 months.
Second quarter. Right. Yeah. So now with IMD saying, that going forward the rains may not be as good, or rather it will be below normal, and also do you see some bit of an impact of that sort? Are you anticipating, are you keeping that in mind in terms of demand going forward, and how has been the business like, till now in the second quarter then?
Actually, till now it has been reasonable, and there are no major placements in the market because there has been sign of worry all through, and people are going very cautiously actually. So there are no major placements in the market. So I believe that whatever is the season, it should be a good season. Particularly in northern and eastern part of the country, there are no worry because ample of rain has already come in actually. Right. And now even the lesser rain can serve the purpose here. But yes, we are worried about the rains in Maharashtra, Andhra and Telangana in particular.
Right. Mr. Agarwal, can you tell us what was the volume growth that you registered in this quarter, and how much of it is because of the additional capacity coming in at Dahej?
Dahej utilization is similar to last year. Rather, our production is little slower in this year because market demand, the trend was not very overwhelming actually. So the capacity utilization would be to the tune of 60-65%. The prices dropped in the beginning of this year because the international markets corrected and crude dropped actually. So we saw that trend jumping in this year, which means that there has been volume growth, though I have not calculated exact volume growth. But if it is showing a growth of 13%, and if we anticipate the decline in prices by average 5% or 6%, then we can say that the volume growth is about 20% or something like that.
Right. So, but your PBIT is absolutely flat. 31 crore rupees in this first quarter, and the same was in the first quarter last year as well. Why, despite lower raw material cost, even your finance costs are lower? Why isn't PBIT performance better?
The prices dropped in the market actually. So the inventory level in the last year was a little more. So that the cost of inventory also was one issue, because the prices are dropping and your inventory is there, which is a relatively high cost inventory. It also needed to be compensated actually, and I believe that compensation has come. Due to that, the profitability has not increased to a larger extent.
Your margins are also lower, sir? 10.8% versus 12.5%?
Margins, yes, because of this phenomena, there has been some impact. But at the PAT level, yeah, it looks managed. But yes, we need to work to improve these margins actually. And I believe that if sales goes up actually, and if we see the good sales in the month of August and September, because they are all the products which move, they are better profit margin products actually. So I think that a compensation can come in this quarter, in the second quarter.
Mr. Agarwal, we understand that you also are looking to venture into exports. So far that activity hasn't really started, we understand. Could you give us more details on that front?
Yeah, we are very aggressively looking at the international markets, and we have started signing contracts in various countries. And we are also spending a lot on generation of data. So some movement has started into the African countries and Middle Eastern countries. And we believe that this year at least 5 to 6% contribution must come out of the international markets actually to us. Though it is a small beginning, but I would say that it is there to multiply.
So 5 to 6% contribution, when you're talking about that in full year, can we see some movement in the second quarter itself, or it will be towards the later half of the year?
Yeah, there was some movement which started in the first quarter itself. So second quarter should be a better quarter in terms of exports also. So maybe 1 to 2% can come in this quarter.
What has been the ramp up in your brands like Myco Raja? What's the performance of Mantri and Monosil brand? Are you looking at inorganic acquisition of brands?
I'll not announce any acquisition at the moment. But yes, the brands like Myco Raja and Monosil, they are doing good actually. Myco Raja is the beginning in this year, and we had anticipated a total business of 15 to 20 crores out of this molecule. And I believe that we are, by the month end actually, we should be able to at least cross 50% of the total sales of the yearly target for Myco Raja. Monosil is very similar actually, going on okay. And the major markets are South markets and Maharashtra markets actually. So now we are looking forward to that.
Right. You don't want to announce an acquisition now, but are you looking at considering acquisitions of brands? Have you put aside some money? How much are you willing to spend?
It's a regular exercise actually. We always identify and we keep on working for the brands if we can acquire. Our major strategy is not to invest too much because we have the international partner in the form of American Vanguard Corporation, which is a USA-based company. Generally, they buy it for us and they lease the brand to us actually. So we get the advantage of the international market because there in the international market, the rate of interest is very low. So we try to do that by investing very little. We generally wish to acquire the brands. So they are working for us actually for 1-2 products, but since nothing positive has happened, so I'm not saying at this moment.
Mr. Agarwal, there were some reports indicating that you're also looking to raise about 150 odd crore rupees. Any update on that front?
It's little too early actually. But yes, we have signed, I would say that resolution we have taken, and we'll see if the market is appropriate, then we can go. The amount also is not fixed actually. The resolution is up to 200 crores. So it depends actually upon the market conditions that how much we like.
And that will be for an acquisition, to fund the acquisition, or something else?
Generally, you can say it will be for routine expenses actually, because there are no major acquisitions which are aligned at the moment.
Any new molecules or brands that you're looking to launch this year?
They will be majorly for next year actually. All launches what we are planning are majorly for the next year. Because maybe in the next calendar year we will see something.
Right. And, tie-ups with MNCs, you spoke about how they sublet molecules to you. Are there more tie-ups coming? Are you going to spend more on in-house R&D? Any budgets drawn up there?
I believe in developing in all directions actually. It's a continuous exercise. We started by acquiring of brands. That was the first strategy of Insecticides India and a very successful strategy. Then the second strategy we found was developing the molecules in-house through our own R&D center, and that was reverse engineering where we work continuously. And we have developed our strength in developing various molecules which are good for even multinational companies because they cannot match our cost of manufacturing, which is an advantage to us. So we wish to do that actually. And at the same time, to bring the newer technologies, because we cannot bring the patented products alone. For that, we need the handholding. So we have to work with certain companies. Particularly now the target is more towards Japan, where we have 2 partners actually. One is Nissan, another is Otsuka. So we are working with both these companies to introduce newer technologies to our Indian farmers actually. And I believe that we should be introducing few products with our partner in next few years actually. And next year there may be an announcement of a product with Nissan because it is in under registration, and I believe that we should be able to click that registration in next year actually.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Agarwal, for speaking with us at NDTV Profit, giving us more details of the earnings posted by Insecticides India affected by a correction in price realizations. We'll slip into a break.